Let's start with the question. In a competitive match, when a player quits, does the game look for a replacement? During an Overwatch competitive season match, if a player quits mid-match, my team will have to finish the match with one less player, which generally leads to a defeat. I've never seen a new player added to replace one who quits. Does Blizzard intentionally not replace a player that quits, or is the search algorithm just never able to find a replacement? So how can we solve this? There are two possible answers. Answer 1. No, players are never replaced. This isn't actually a problem, and here's why. I'll explicitly address the problem at causing a lost match. During an Overwatch competitive season match, if a player quits mid-match, my team will have to finish the match with one less player, which generally leads to a defeat. Please recognize that teams that have a player who leaves, so ignoring legitimate disconnects, are much more likely to have lost even if the player didn't leave. On occasion, someone is just upset early and leaves. But this is by far the exception and not the rule. Players that leave in that fashion will get suspended from competitive play very quickly. It's very easy to look at your last 10 games and be like, well, 3 of them were leaves. So I actually went 4-3 over 7 games. This would be very flawed reasoning and is simply a way of rationalizing to take the blame off yourself. I'm not saying this is what you're doing, I just want you to be aware of this red flag. Finally, in the case of disconnects, this is just an unfortunate issue. Not much I can say about that. If you end up with a disproportionate amount of disconnects in a day, that's just rough luck. But in the long run, you should win just as many games as a result. Unless it's your internet that is worse than the average player. Answer 2. Because games are made to feel fair and prevent abuses. I've read a blog about certain popular strategy game. When you're fighting there, you win chance % displayed. The game would cheat, however, if you lost many 50-50 games in a row, next one was guaranteed win. If you had 99% win chance, you always won, no exceptions. It's just that they wanted players to feel fair, and not screwed by RNG. When you are playing competitive and player leaves, you still have the same team. You're at disadvantage, but you can win. Now if someone leaves and other player joins the match, and you lose, he will feel that it's unfair. He joined already lost match. Maybe team was already low on morale. If someone leaves and other player joins the match, and turns out to be really good and his team win, enemies feel it's unfair, bad player got replaced by a good one. It's also impossible to say how much the player counted towards the win. The team might have won without him, and he wasn't much of a help. He might have played really badly and made team lose. He might have carried the team which was otherwise bad. Balanced matchmaking is already hard enough with all these additional complex factors. I hope these answers helped, and if they did, please drop a comment and subscribe.